Okay, I want to take a minute to go over how to use your graphing calculator to find things like max, min, and zeros. So I have put in here just a cubic, and you can see here I've got it graphed. So this is, any polynomial you could put like in this graph. I will say I have played with the window a little bit so you can see it. You will often have to go in and kind of adjust your window. You'll notice here I've got this is 10 by 10, but down here I made it 20 by 20, and then I changed the scale so it's a little bit easier to see. And that's just, you don't have to do that, but I know that I personally like to be able to see the graph. And it's going to help with this. So first, how do you find the zeros on the TI? Well, we're going to go trace up here above it. It says calc. And you want to go to this calc menu. So you're going to hit second trace, and you're going to get this calc menu. And I'm going to go down to 0, okay? And this is going to find your x-intercept, so I'm going to click on 0. Now here's the thing. To find this 0, so I'm going to go back out here. I want to find this first 0. You have to first click on a point on the negative side of it to the left. It says left bound, so it's a negative left bound. And then you want a point on the right of it, so past it, right bound, and then guess. And then right there, -2, this is one of my zeros. Then I would do this 2 more times to find this 0 and this 0. Now, to find the y-intercept, okay, so that gives you all the zeros, the x-intercepts. If you want to know what the y-intercept was, and I think it's 0, 0 here, but it's hard to tell in the middle, you would go again to second trace, you would go to value, and you'd put in x equals 0, because that's how you find any y-intercept, right? Oh, and it's actually -4. It wasn't close enough to see. So there's the y-intercept, okay? So that means this x-intercept is probably at negative like 1 or something like that. Anyways, find it that way. So that's how you find the x and y-intercepts, and that's also then the x-intercepts are your zeros. So if you want to check that in your calculator. Now, to find the max and min, so if you want to know what this point up here is. Now, when you get to calculus, we'll learn really cool ways to find it, but how do you find it now? Well, your graphing calculator will actually tell you. Now, you can guess and check. You know these 2 points, you know it's between here somewhere. You can just guess some points and test it. Or you can go here to second trace again, and you want to go to maximum. And so then again, you're going to click on the left side of it, the negative. Then you're going to go over to the positive side of it. I'm just using the arrow keys there. Enter. And then it's going to show you where the highest point between those 2 points are the maximum. So right there, 9.75, that's as high as it goes, and it's at x, -1.24. The same would work here. You just use this as a minimum. And again, so I'd go over here, second trace, I'd go to minimum, and I'd pick a point down here, and then I'd have to go all the way past it. Enter, enter again, and there's my minimum, -15.1, and it's approximately at x equals 1. So that gives you some ideas of things you can do with your calculator to check your zeros as you work through your problems, as well as find both the y-intercept and how to find the max and min, which can also be a useful tool.